Welcome to another ship build tutorial. This tutorial will show you how to make the ship the deadweight. Now it's called the deadweight because all this thing is good for is carrying cargo across the galaxy. So I think standard this ship build is about 65,000 cargo. No mods have been used, no glitches on this one apart from a couple of clipping bits aesthetically. But yeah, it's a solid build. You will need a few skills, so I'm level 51. I do have piloting rank 4. I do have my shield systems rank 3 of 4, which will give you the increased capacity on your shields. I have payloads at rank 2, which gives you 20% more cargo capacity, and I have starship design rank 4. So with all that in mind, and being level 51, there may be some of the prerequisites that you need to actually build this ship yourself. Can be alterations if you want to drop the classes down a bit, but if you want to have the same cargo capacity, then you'll kind of need to be the same sort of level as I am. So as you can see, it's purely cargo capacity in mind. It does have a kind of a Star Wars sort of destroyer look to it, but that wasn't really the theme I was going for. I was just going for something sleek and that just didn't look like a huge square of cargo flying through the sky, because I have done previous ships, and that's kind of normally what it ends up looking like. So if we go for an above view, kind of about here, you kind of see it's got a nice triangular sort of attack shape to it. It does have weapons, turrets on the back, and it's got a Vanguard auto projectors on the front. So let's head down to the Tyad and I'll show you how it is built. Okay, so we've arrived at Tyad, which is Deimos Tyad, which is in the Sol system orbiting Mars, in case you didn't know. And we're going to talk to this dude, Henderson, who is stood. I don't know why he's stood like that. So, modify my ships. Let's have a look. So, statistics, let's get this out of the way. So this is the deadweight, literally, because all it is good for is carrying cargo. So as you can see, it does have weapons on it, auto turrets facing backwards and the Vanguard auto projectors facing forwards. The reason why I put turrets facing backwards is because this thing turns around so slowly. If someone's behind you, you are dead unless you can outmaneuver them in a different way. So some of the statistics that we've got for this are: it is a class C ship with a reactor that provides 39 power. It can carry 6 crew and it has a jump range of 18 light years. The shield capacity is 2880, and it does have the particulate weapons, 2 different types, one that does 96 and one that does 72. The value, obviously, sale value is 144,000, but the actual creation value is more towards 700,000. So this is kind of an end game ship. As you can see, the vendor credits here is 703,000, so it won't be far off that. It was probably around 670 odd K to build this ship, but it's totally worth it for the amount of cargo it can carry. So cargo capacity. Now the statistics I'm reading do take into account my skills, which is an extra 20% cargo, but it's 78,528 for me, with a hull of 1,615. So this thing is a pure tank. So if I go on the ship builder, as you can see, the real cargo is 65,440, which is insane. It's more cargo than you'll ever need, basically. The mass is 15,427, 130 top speed, 0 mobility. Yeah, it is absolutely terrible, I must warn you. Jump range 18, max crew is still 6. The shield without any boosts through your skills is 1,600 and the hull is 1,615. As you can see, we don't have a third weapon, simply because it's pointless with the amount of power that we can delegate. Obviously, if you take a look at my fighter build, we kind of use the min-max rule, but this one, because it's so heavy, we need to load it up with some engines. But what I'll do is I'll split this down like I've done my other ships into layers, and I will show you how we built it. Please bear in mind that this does not have any mods installed. This is literally the main game. As I said before, I am level 51. I've got my piloting rank 4, starship design rank 4. So bear that in mind when you are completing this build. You may be able to use alternate cargo, it's got smaller capacity, and the same with the engines, the reactor and such. But I'll split this down and then we'll get into how we actually build it. Okay, so now we have split the ship into 4 layers. So unlike my other builds, which I've only got 3, this one does have 4 layers included, starting with the bottom layer in the middle here, the second layer up at the front here, the third layer up on the left here, and the final top layer on the right hand side of this window. So we will start at the bottom as we normally do, and we'll work our way up layer by layer just so you can follow it nice and easy. Feel free to pause it as you go along, and if you don't have any components, switch them out for the ones that you can have at your level. So we'll start at the bottom, and on the bottom layer we have mainly landing gears. Now we've got so many landing gears because this ship can carry 65,000 cargo and you need a lot of thrust to get off the floor. So some of the landing gears that I find to be pretty good are the Dymos ones, simply because they're small and compact and they have a thrust of 3. So some of the ones that you'll find in the Jemison Tyad will only have a thrust of 1, but these are 3. So every one of these is worth 3 of the original landing gear that you can get on Jemison, so they're definitely worth having. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So kind of on each side you've got 5, then 7, and then we've got 2 in the middle. So it's just mirrored on both sides. In the middle here we have a NG20 landing gear wide, and this provides landing gear thrust of 4. And we've slapped that just in front of our 20T hauler cargo hold. We have 2 of these just because it was nice compact cargo that fits underneath the ship, and they both contain 760 cargo capacity. At the front we have a 120 LD landing bay by Dymos again. So that is a pretty simple bottom layer. I've left the engines here just so you can kind of see how it all snaps together. They're kind of like a mid layer part, but you can put them here now. So we have a Dymos hull A at the back, which is what the engines connect to, because these are side mounted engines. You cannot connect them to the back of the ship, they have to connect on the side. We have a Assurance SG 1800 shield generator on the back. Use whichever one you want. This one provides a nice bonus of 1600 shield, so it provides a pretty tanky build for your cargo ship. So the engines that we've used in this build are the Poseidon DT220 engines. We do have 2 of those, one on either side, and then we have the Ares DT60 engines on the outside as well. So one here and one here. If you don't have these available to you, just use the next best thing. So moving on to the middle layer, we've mainly got cargo. So the cargo that I've gone for is the Galleon S204 cargo holds, because 1480 capacity is crazy for the size of them. The single layer, and it's just like 4 blocks basically. So we'll start on this right hand side. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to 5 in the middle, then 7 again, then 5 again. So that whole layer is a beast for cargo capacity. On the side you'll see that I've put some structural components on: the Dymos Wing A port, the Dymos Wing B port, which is just the middle piece, and the Dymos Wing A port aft. Now this is just mirrored on both sides of the build, so just flip these components around for the opposite side. We have another Dymos Wing A port on this side with a Vanguard auto projector on top. We have 2 of the Dymos braking engines at the front of the ship just for aesthetics again, along with a belly. Now the only hub we've got on this layer is the control station, which gives you a crew capacity of 4. Moving up to the next layer, this is one of the primary layers. It's got the cockpit. We have the DS20.3 Phobos cockpit, which has a 280 cargo capacity. Personally, I would have liked to have had one of the bigger ones, but it takes the ship over the maximum length, so we was unable to do that, so we've gone for the DS20. Behind that we have the all-in-one berth, which provides 2 passenger slots, and then to the left of that we have the Deimos Wing A starboard, and again it's just mirrored on the opposite side with 2 more Vanguard Obliterator auto projectors on top. So in total we have got 6 of these guns because they're really overpowered for the power usage. We move backwards onto more of the Galleon S204 cargo hold. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deep, 2 in the middle, and another 5 on this side. We've got 2 fuel tanks, a H30 Atlas. Now these are 400 fuel and they are tiny, so it's perfect to get 2 of those, and it gives us a jump range. You know, with the grav drive we've got, considering all the cargo, we still jump 18 light years, and with 2 of these fuel tanks, you know, you've got 800 fuel, you can jump anywhere with that. So I won't worry too much about, you know, your weight of your ship. It's still a very usable ship. The rest of the layer, we have more Deimos Wing A port, leading on to the Wing B port and the aft port, with some PBO 300 auto alpha turrets on top at the back. So as you can see, it's just mirrored on both sides. It's a very easy build to follow. For the top layer and the final layer, we have a Deimos Cowling 4, which is just a structural component just for aesthetics. We have a slim docker on the top. The hab on top is an armory, and this can be swapped out for anything. It doesn't really do anything in particular. I just like the look of the armory leading into the docker. We have 2 more auto projectors on top and more of the Deimos Wing A's. As you can see, we've just got 2 of these Wing B's and then an aft one at the back. In the middle we do have 2 more S204 cargo holds snug underneath the spines, and on top we have the Deimos Spine A4, the Deimos Spine D4, the Deimos Spine D aft, and the Deimos Spine A aft. Underneath is where the ship is powered from, so we have the Fusor DC403 reactor, which kicks out 38 power, and then we have the J51 Gamma grav drive at the back, which has got a grav jump thrust of 45. On top, as you can see, more PBO 300 auto alpha turrets too. And that's it. The build is as simple as that. As I said before, feel free to switch out any of the components for anything that you may or may not have unlocked yet. There is 2 parts of the ship which I've just removed, which will not go into place unless you glitch them, so you can choose to leave them out, or you can choose to do the glitch that I will show you in a moment. So I'm just going to snap this ship back together, and then I'll show you how to clip those components together as well. Okay, as you can see, the ship is back together, and we've got the belly which goes underneath the cockpit. So if you line that up there, it will be red. So all I want you to do is place it down, pick it back up, wait until it snaps in place, press your flip button twice. As you can see, I pressed the flip button twice. When I press cancel, the part has stayed where it is. Even though it's not supposed to go there, it allows me to place it. We're just going to do the exact same thing from the top one. We're just going to move it into place. It's red. We're going to flip it twice. You see, sometimes it will do this. So just flip it twice until it does go in the right place where you actually want it to go. Anyway, so now we've snapped it all back together, you can kind of see where I'm getting to. So as I say, with this Deimos Belly 4 and this Deimos Cowling 4, you will have to play around a bit using the flip glitch to get it to attach. It can be a bit fiddly sometimes, but just keep trying, you'll get there. Otherwise you can leave them off. This cowling will clip into the cockpit, so the ceiling in the cockpit will be a bit lower than usual, but it doesn't affect the gameplay whatsoever. Okay, so that is a simple guide on how to build that ship. Hopefully it will come in useful for you as a cargo hauler across the galaxy, and you'll be able to make some modifications to make it better, This is literally maximum modules, so you will not be able to add a single extra module, weapon, hab, anything. So feel free to upgrade it or degrade it, depending on your level. I hope you found this guide helpful. Thanks for watching, and as always, please consider liking this video and subscribing. Maybe give it a share to help me grow my audience. Thank you.